welcome back. You're tuning into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso only on SABC3. We are very excited. The Rugby World Cup is fast approaching and the brand new Springbok jersey has been unveiled and our cameras were there to capture all of the action last night. We also have our very own Tox van der Linde in studio to talk about the jersey a little bit later on, but stick around. Let's quickly find out what went down last night.
Just like the Springbok squad has evolved to become a major title contender for this year's Rugby World Cup, those cotton rugby jerseys of old have evolved to become a true modern marvel. You'll be interested to know that the Springboks have about 100 scientists behind them when they make this year's campaign. We're about to put the Boks through an entirely different test.
With 2 World Cup trophies, the Springboks are the sporting pride and joy of South Africa. The iconic green and gold jersey, a symbol of unity, recently received a new age makeover thanks to the team's technical sponsor.
Tendai, how does it feel knowing that you are backed by 100 scientists?
It's very overwhelming and it's obviously very exciting to have ASICS behind us. Got invited to go to Japan and go to the ASICS and just be part of the whole making of the jersey. It's incredible how much effort they put into making our kit.
In the professional game these days, you want to improve everything, everywhere you can to be able to hopefully get a win on the field. And in this case, with the jersey and the effort that ASICS have gone through to make the jersey as good as possible, as light as possible, and that could be the difference between winning and losing.
ASICS spent hundreds of hours in their Institute of Sports Science in Kobe, Japan, creating the perfect jersey for the Boks. Global product manager James Norkeef walked us through the key changes.
We tasked ourselves with trying to find the lightest jersey ever seen in the world of rugby, and we believe that we'll be coming to the 2015 World Cup with the lightest jersey. To take this jersey from something which almost weighed half a kilo to something that weighs just over 200 grams. And also we've really become refocused with the way we place the gripper. So instead of going traditionally with just putting all across, we've targeted on the real zones where the players need the gripper the most. We've made the jersey so you can grab it to a point, but then as soon as they want you to release, the fabric will snap back and slip out of your hands.
So when you see Jean slipping one of those tackles in the midfield, you'll be claiming that one for yourself.
I will be definitely standing. I was like, we made that.
After weeks of secrecy, the jersey was finally revealed in Cape Town last night. It left past and present Springboks in awe.
All of the efforts over the last couple of years coming together in a brilliant presentation today.
You promise something, like we promised to change the game in rugby, and actually our scientists and product developers working with the Springbok team have really managed to change the game. The success, particularly for me in '95, of how it united everyone. That's not just a shirt sponsor. We've got a huge responsibility to give you the best gear to win again.
70 grams lighter than before, with technology that will help avoid the tackle and grips to bind the team together, this is surely the jersey to lead us to World Cup glory.
Oh, pump that chest out,
I
my
feel
friend.
so proud, man.
Now,
Yeah.
if you think we've just had a boost putting this emblem on, Tox van der Linde. Hey, my friend, welcome back. Great to have you here. Thank you so much for coming through. We know how you love your early mornings. Are you feeling that fire? Does this, for me, it kind of feels like now our World Cup campaign is.
It's amazing, I was at the launch last night, and it's 20 years ago since we won the first World Cup, so last night was amazing. So, yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to go 50 days to World Cup, and I'm going to work there, and that's so it's kind of fantastic. And last night, you could see the guys were, I spoke to Heinek, and you could see the proudness of the guys, the guys, you can feel there's a vibe, I mean, a lot of people in South Africa is very negative about the Springboks at this stage, and I feel they must really start supporting the Boks. It's going to be an enormous campaign, what we're busy doing, and I think it's fantastic for the boys.
But it's also very exciting. I mean, every year, the unveiling of the new jersey. I want to get your thoughts, man, on the new jersey. We're wearing the supporters ones. Taking a look at how far, the Springbok jersey has evolved over the past years. Here we are, 2015.
It's not a dig, Tox. It's not a dig.
Really.
It's amazing. I think 20 years ago, when it was raining, the jersey got so heavy, I mean, like John said last night, it felt like an extra 20 k's. I said, but if I had an extra 20 k's to wear, so it would have been very difficult. But, the jersey is phenomenal. Beast went across, Bismarck went across, John, even Etzebeth, the guys really worked hard on the feel of a jersey, and especially in wet conditions, the jersey is going to be good. I mean, as you see in the new jersey, you got this, looks like... I don't know what you call it.
Ribbing,
ribbing on it. But the reason for it is because when it gets wet, the ball can stick to it, So that's a different. So the guys really went all the way to really make this jersey special for the players, So the guys when they walked on the stage last night, you know, we could see the proudness of the guys. I felt good. The guys are looking ready. You know, a lot of guys is injury-free now. So if the guys can just stand tall, I'm a very big Boks supporter.
Well, this is always the conundrum now at this stage of the Super Rugby season. We want our local franchises to do well because that does spill over into the World Cup. We've got both Province and the Lions playing unbelievable rugby at the moment, but then you've got to manage those players. So what do you make of Super Rugby and how that's fed into the Boks chances?
No, amazing, you know. So, I mean, this weekend we got the derby here at Newlands, the Lions against the Stormers, you know, at both sides been in phenomenal form, you know. I mean, especially the packs have been scrumming amazingly well. So it's going to be one of those things that I think Heineken must just pray that the guys don't get injured. You know, I spend a lot of time with Dwayne van Meulen and Bismarck and Yanni, and you know, those are senior guys. And we spoke about it last night. You know, a lot of people are criticising the senior players, but if you want to win a World Cup, you need about 7 or 8 senior players with youngsters to go and win the World Cup. So I'm very excited. I know a guy like John de Villiers is looking amazingly fit.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen him running in that.
Great
And
to
so,
see him
so,
back
so
in
he's,
action,
he's great. So yeah, so I'm very positive. So yeah, like you say, you know, it's the derbies makes a big difference. But the Springboks, I think, don't write them off.
Now, of course, we've got over 100 Japanese scientists behind the Springboks now, and you were joking that your old cotton mix would become about 20 kgs lighter. Now, we've just put this apple and the scale out here just to illustrate that this jersey, now this is the supporters' jersey, okay, and it's actually a little bit heavier than the players' jersey. Can you believe it? This jersey weighs less than an apple. Now, when you look at the way that these guys train, where the margins are so small, when you've got 2 guys that can run a 10-second flat 100-meter, the guy who's lighter, the guy who is a little bit more slippery, these are going to make a difference at the highest level of the game.
Thank God that Kobus Wiese myself not playing anymore. She also runs because I don't think, you know, I got a tweet last night as the one oak says, I'd love to see your six-pack in this jersey talk. So, yeah, that's fantastic. You know, so, no, that's going to make a huge difference. You know, especially, you know, when you go and play in England. I don't think that people realise the conditions. It becomes wet, the jersey becomes wet. So these oaks really did their homework well, you know, and well done to ASICS. I think they've done a phenomenal job. We had the CEO talking last night, and he's so excited about this jersey. So I think they must really get behind the boys.
It's great to see how much effort went into this jersey, man. I must be saying, you know, even though I'm just wearing the supporters jersey, I feel like I'm ready to join the team. Man.
I feel so honest.
Do you want to play? I mean, can we sign?
Are you inviting me?
All right, well, Zoe is standing by to take us through the morning news quickly, and then we'll continue all our sports and celebrations on a crazy Friday morning.